Okay, and on to green, which is a cool color. So I was talking about warm colors. Cool colors are pretty much do the opposite. They recede into the background. So they're really nice choices for anything that you have in the background of your design or your presentation that you want to, if you want to create a bit of depth, you might have cool colors in the background and warm colors in the foreground, and you'll get a more three-dimensional effect depending on what you're trying to portray. Green is the opposite of yellow in the sense that it's the easiest color for our eyes to process. That's why it's so relaxing to look at. I'll try not to talk like this for the lesson. Green is basically when you're surrounded by green, which is why it's always good to take a walk in nature. Green basically produces chemicals in your brain that relax you and make you feel calm. And that's why if you're going to go on some talk show with a million people about to stare at you, that they put you in the green room where you can relax and try to de-stress a little bit before going out on air. Green is a wonderful color for living spaces where you want to relax and unwind. So it's a really great color for a living room. Actually, I'd like very much this shade of green. I don't know if you can actually see green together with the obnoxious yellow / orange. So it's actually those two colors together, this kind of warm green, if you can call the green warm, but green with a lot of yellow in it, and then next to this orange over here, it actually gives you an injection of energy. So I really like this color combination. And on my own, I'll skip ahead for a moment to my website. This is a page, or this is a screenshot from my website, and I actually use this very warm green color with little touches of orange here and there, because this green gives off a feeling of calm energy, which is actually the feeling that I want to give when I'm teaching my students, whether it's offline or online. That especially I teach a lot of technology and software, and that can be very stressful. So I like to go for something that's calm, relaxing. We're not going to freak out, but also full of energy. So let me go back to full screen here. Okay, so I don't know about you, but when I was in elementary school, we had blackboards, real blackboards. But in fact, those blackboards were phased out in most parts of the world and replaced with green boards, as you see in the picture here. And the reason for that is that studies showed that children were more disruptive and unable to concentrate and throwing spitballs and everything else when surrounded by those giant blackboards. So they switched to green boards, and look at all the well-behaved children looking at their teacher and raising their hands. You just know it's that way in every classroom, everywhere with a green board. Am I right? All right. So, the opposite of green on the color wheel is red, like our jungle woman here. So by using green in the background and then a touch of red, it's opposite. Of course, all of our attention goes here, and then we have our yellow and black color combination for the text to jump out. So there's a real hierarchy in this image. All of our attention goes to the red, and the sexy red dress that we were talking about earlier goes there, and it contrasts nicely with all the green around her, and then the text popping out, and then red is also being repeated here in the word aquanetta, if that's the way it's pronounced. And then I talked a little bit about my website. Let's talk about this one. This is one of my other online projects called Aura's House. It's a charitable website that I founded about 10 years ago, and it's raised over $100,000 to date to help children in needy countries. And when I was setting up Aura's House, these were the colors that I chose. I chose green to put people at ease. I also chose kind of that cheerful lemony yellow color that I love so much, and you can see in bits and here and there, whenever I have red, it just really pops out against the website. And I'm also using this kind of warm orange, brown color everywhere. We'll get into brown later, but that's a color that promotes honesty, someone that's honest and down to earth. Basically, my thought process was I wanted to people to feel at ease on this website, especially when it was new and it had no history. Now it has a history, and it's credible, and there's it has integrity. I'm going to talk more about my color choices in websites later, but this is just a little bit of a taste of that. So again, green, color that is the most calming, easiest for our eyes to process.